Let's go to a man who has served the Liberal Party in the federal parliament and in the Tasmanian state parliament, and he is Tasmania Business and Transport Minister Eric Abetz, joining me live from Hobart. Good to join you. Have you join me again, Eric. First up, before we get to the election result, as a general principle, you'd agree that Australians are over-governed, wouldn't you? And especially Tasmanians.
Chris, what a wonderful introduction. I was listening to it and thinking how I might respond to it, and I think you mainlanders have brought it on yourselves by saying all Tasmanians have two heads, and you double counted, and as a result we got some extra seats in the federal parliament. But look, the 5 seats that are guaranteed in the Constitution in the House of Reps and the equal number of senators was part and parcel of the federal compact, and does that sometimes create some degree of inequality? Yes, but I don't think anybody can point to a decision out of the federal parliament where that extra Tasmanian House of Reps seat or those extra senators from Tasmania have actually changed a major or significant decision.
Now, tell us about this election result. It was always an unnecessary election, and now the result has given us nothing. We're essentially back where we started a couple of months ago. What should happen? What will happen? Look,
this is a situation that blew up in the Labor Party, the Green, and some independent faces. It is unbelievable that they moved a vote of no confidence, not in the government, but personally in the Premier. And we as a Liberal Party determined that we weren't going to have Labor, Greens and some independents determining who our leader was going to be. So he rightly held on, went to the Governor. The Labor leader wasn't even willing to put his hand up to form government, so off we went to an election, and running as negative a campaign as I have ever seen against the government. The Labor vote dropped by 3%, the Liberal Party vote increased by 3%, the support for the Premier in his electorate went up, and multi-member electorates, it looks as though instead of having 3 seats before the election in the Premier seat, we will now get 4 seats. So it's been a massive boost to the Liberal Party. Labor has got its lowest vote on record since 1903, the lowest vote, and it is the lowest vote personally for a Labor leader in his electorate of Franklin that I happen to represent as well. So in this election, and I confess I was not expecting this, but I personally outpolled the Labor leader and the Green leader, both of whom are representatives of the electorate of Franklin. So this is a massive vote by the people of no confidence in those that brought on the no confidence motion. That said, the Premier, Jeremy Rockcliffe, yep.
Yeah, but this is the problem. He's left having to negotiate a government. Now, you've been forced to the polls, you've improved your vote, Labor's has gone backwards, yet Labor is still saying they could try and form a coalition to oust the government. Now, they could have tried to do that without going to the election, I suppose, but the point is here, is there a problem with this system? I know it's been around forever and you can't fix something like this overnight, but is this going to be the fate of Tasmania in perpetuity unless you can reform your electoral system?
Look, I would like to think that the people of Tasmania started the trend on Saturday night by putting more votes towards the Liberal Party, and should they try to blow up the Parliament again, I have no doubt that the Liberal Party will get an increased vote and as a result majority government. It has happened before. Will Hodgman led 2 majority governments and Peter Gutwin had a majority government as well, but you know, you get 51% of the primary vote as former Premier Will Hodgman did, and under the Hare-Clark system, with a 51% primary vote, not after preferences, primary vote, he had a 1-seat majority in the Parliament.
So it's nuts and it's got to change.
51% of the primary, yeah, if you got 51% of the vote federally, primary vote, you would have a massive landslide election victory.
Yeah. All right. We'll see what happens with that debate. Thanks for joining us, Eric. We'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. Eric Abetz there, former senator for Tasmania, now, of course, a minister in the Rockcliffe government, which may or may not be reformed in coming days.